Functionalism and crime. What do functionalists say about crime? Durkheim, social solidarity exists on shared culture. This is collective conscience. It is maintained through socialization and social control. And this is the way that we make sure we conform in society. Too much destabilizes society. Sociologists such as functionalists would say that inadequate socialization leads to crime. It is universal and inevitable. Durkheim says that crime is normal, it's an integral part of healthy societies. Some individuals will deviate due to variations in socialization because not everyone is effectively socialized. Society's subcultures will develop their own norms and values. From them, their behaviour may seem normal to rest society but may be deviant. Durkheim says we cannot live in a society of saints. This is because if we lived in a perfect society, the smallest acts such as burping would seem as deviant. Anomie or normlessness. Rules become weak and less obvious as society is now so complex due to complex division of labour that individuals do not know how to behave in normless society. Collective conscience is weakened and this leads to deviant behaviour. Positive functions of crime. Boundary maintenance. The public reacts to crime. This brings members together as they condemn and shame the criminal. This reinforces their commitment of shared norms and values. Punishment is therefore vital. Its role is to reinforce shared rules and social solidarity, then remove criminals from society or make them suffer. Courtrooms publicly stigmatise the offender. Cohen also looked at the role that the media played here to help create folk devils and dramatise evil acts. Adaptation and change. Society must make room for individuals with new ideas to change existing norms and values. At first, this change appears as deviance. If individuals with new ideas are opposed, society will stagnate and will not adapt to necessary changes. For example, Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Crime and deviance can both be positive and negative. Durkheim saw high levels of crime and deviance as very negative for society, causing uncertainty and disruption. However, a certain amount of crime would be viewed positively, helping to promote change and reinforce values. Crime can be normal, universal, and functional. Davis says that prostitution acts as a safety valve to release sexual frustration of men without breaking up monogamous families. Polsky says that pornography channels sexual desires away from adultery, which is a greater threat to the nuclear family. Cohen says that deviance acts as a warning that there are problems in society. For example, high truancy rates suggest problems with the education system and policymakers need to make changes. Erickson says that as crime performs positive functions, maybe society is constructed to promote deviance. Social control agencies like the police may be sustaining a certain level of crime through labelling rather than ridding society of it. In fact, often society regulates misbehaviour by providing context for young people to misbehave in ways that would normally be considered deviant. For example, demonstrations or festivals. Evaluating Durkheim. Strengths. The 7/7 terrorism has identified a problem in society and it led to social change. Crime does lead to increased social solidarity, for example, the Manchester bombings. We need change to advance society. If crime leads to this, then crime is positive. Crime is seen as in our complex society. Weaknesses. Disregards the motivation of the offender. Doesn't explain why crime is happening. Who is crime functional for? What about the victims of crime? Doesn't unite everyone, isolates some to their homes and reinforces negative stereotypes. How can crime be functional when it causes so much misery?